बोलता है कि मैं जब से भगवान की भक्ति करने की इच्छा कर रहा हूँ, भक्तों से जब से मिला हूँ, उत्साह तो होता है भगवान की भक्ति करने का, हरि नाम करने का और भक्ति के अंगों का पालन करने का, किंतु बीच बीच में ऐसे होता है कि एकदम से वो कम हो जाता है और फिर कभी कभी फिर से अधिक हो जाता है। तो इसका कारण क्या है और एक जैसा रह पाए सब समय के लिए, उसके लिए क्या करना चाहिए?
एक जगह से रहेगा नहीं।
अच्छा,
किस लिए? विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती को कोई पढ़ा?
माधुर्य कदम्बिनी।
नहीं, उसमें है, ये है साधन का बूढ़ो विकल्पा।
व्यूढ़ विकल्पा।
बूढ़ो विकल्पा।
तरंग रंगिनी।
तरंगो। अच्छा, दूसरी बात है ये जो कभी ये करेगा संदेह, ये सब आएगा।
संकल्प विकल्प।
हाँ, ये सब आएगा। इसमें कोई घबराने वाली बात नहीं। इसको ऊपर में जाएगा तभी तो वो होगा। और इसका जब तक ऊपर नहीं उठेगा तो इच्छा करने से भी वो होगा नहीं। इसलिए बूढ़ो विकल्प कभी कहता है ये नहीं तो ये करना ठीक है, ये भी आ सकता है। इसलिए घबराने वाली बात कोई नहीं। साधन करते रहो, अगर करते रहेगा तो ना उसमें स्थिर हो जाएगा। साधन ना करे तो स्थिर कैसे होगा?
आप इसमें और एक बात बोलते हैं अधिक बार कि यदि करीबे कृष्ण नाम साधु संग करो।
हाँ, वो तो ठीक है।
अगर साधु संग नहीं करेंगे तो साधन में भी नहीं रह पाएंगे,
रह नहीं सकेगा
जी।
इसलिए संग से रंग चढ़ता है। बहुत सारा चीज देख के सीखा जाता है। दूसरी, देखने से उत्साह होता है। नहीं तो एक आदमी ये बोलेगा, वो आदमी ये करेगा, तब उसको डामाडोल होगा, उसको ठीक रहेगा नहीं। इसीलिए ये स्वाभाविक है, ये कोई अस्वाभाविक नहीं। साधन काल में ये सब आएगा।
Prabhuji was asking the question that the time when he has met with the devotees and got little inspiration for chanting Harinam and performing other limbs of bhakti, since that time he is seeing that it is never ever constant. Sometime he gets too much enthusiasm to follow some things, and after some time it happens that he don't want to follow at all. So all these things are coming again and again. So what to do that all these things can become stable? So then Srila Maharaj mentioned that it will never be stable. Why? Because on the path of sadhan, it is natural that sometime you will get so much enthusiasm, sometime there will be no enthusiasm. But in the Shastras it has been mentioned that one should always continue in whatever stage it may be. One should not get discouraged. He should continue whatever practices he has, like some things which he has seen that devotees are following, and some things whatever he has heard about and understood. So he will be always continuing all these things. But there is one thing in between, like he was mentioning that Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in Madhurya Kadambini, he himself is mentioning that the devotees who will start performing sadhan, what will happen, that there will be so many stages. Sometime Maharaj mentioned two out of it. One is viewed vikalpa. What is that? Sometime he will be thinking this is better for me, so another time he will be thinking no, that another thing is better for me. So that stage is always there. And then there is tarang rangini, means sometime he will be following something,
following with attention,
and sometime without attention. So all these things will be there, but still if one will be continuing sadhan, then what will happen, that he will slowly gradually get advancement. And then he was on earlier he was mentioning one verse, yadi koribe krishna naam sadhu sanga karo. If one wants to follow the path, if the desire is there in the heart sincerely that he wants to continue on this path, then what he has to do, sadhu sanga karo, he has to associate with the devotees of the Lord. If he will be associating, then and only then he will be able to keep up, doesn't matter whatever circumstances will be there in between. Why?
সাধু সঙ্গটা বলুন, সাধু সঙ্গটা হবে এখানে কাছে বসে থেকে থাকলে হবে, দদাতি প্রতিগৃহণাতি এটা করতে হবে।
ঠিক আছে। So then Maharaj was mentioning that on sadhus sangam, it means like when you associate with sadhus, then what happens, sang se rang chadta hai. When you associate with the devotees, then what happens, whatever mood they are having, whatever inspirations they are having, aspirations they are having, those things transfer from their heart to your heart. So that's why one should always associate with the sadhus, so that one can always desire to develop more and more in the path of bhakti. Now Maharaj was mentioning that we have to explain this also, that just by sitting with a sadhu, or just by like mere physical in the physical presence, if we think that we are doing sadhu sanga, that is in reality is not called sadhu sanga. Maharaj gives two examples again and again, that this some kind of bug is there in the bed, and even though that bug may be associating whole night with a person who is sleeping on the bed, but still that is not called association. And sometime if someone does not clean their hair, then what happens, in the head there are lice. So even though lice may stay days after days on the head, but this is not called association. Instead what they do, they suck the blood. So in the same way, associating with sadhus means that taking their words, taking their conduct, and trying to follow that sincerely, not looking all other external affairs, only focusing on spiritual things. Maharaj was mentioning verse from Upadeshamrita, that how one can associate with sadhus, dadati pratigrinati. When one follows this, dadati means giving something for the service of Vaishnavas, pratigrinati, and in reward whatever mercy prashadam they are giving, one should accept that. Then and only then it is possible that one can associate with them. In that verse 6 things are mentioned. Dadati pratigrinati gujjam makhyati prichati, means whatever gujjam, Maharaj mentions that even though it can be simply translated that whatever is there in your heart, whatever things you want to share, you can share. But Maharaj mentions gujjam means Bhagavan. He is the only personality who is really known as gujjam means secret, confidential, or that thing which is real treasure, which we want to know more and more about it. So that's why gujjam akhyati prichati means discussions about the Lord. Whatever one has heard from Guru Vargas, and whatever one has is able to understand, what he will be doing, he will be confirming with great authorities, at the same time making all those things available, speaking to those who don't know about those things. So in this way, gujjam akhyati prichati, bhunjate bhojyate chaiva, giving eatables and accepting eatables. When one does all these activities, Maharaj was mentioning one verse from Bhagavatam, which mentions that if knowingly or unknowingly one does all these things with those who are materialistic person, then the door of hell is open for that person. And if knowingly or unknowingly, if these things happens with the devotees, then what happens, the door for the spiritual world opens for him. Maharaj was mentioning in Calcutta that this Jagai and Madhai, indirectly they come in the association with Nityananda Prabhu, but still what happened, that they were not having desire to associate with him, serve him or do anything for him, but still what happened, that because of associating with sadhus even indirectly, what was the result, that they got delivered. So such is the power of sadhu sanga. So if one wants to go and continue everything, then what he has to do, he has to always associate with the sadhus. And if these things are coming sometime too much and Sudhyadim, sometime not, there is no need to get worry for that. और इसमें कुछ बोलेंगे?
ना, मैं क्या बोलना, साधु संग से बोलते, साधु संग से इतना ऐसे दुसंग से इतना, এরকম একটা কি এতে তোগাই মালাই তো হলো, আর চোর এসেছে চুরি করতে, কিন্তু সেখানে সে শুনলো যে राजा उसका लड़की को शादी नहीं कराता है, तो इसको करना चाहिए, रानी कहती है। तो बोला क्या मैं कोशिश नहीं करता हूँ, इसमें एक सूटेबल आदमी मिले तब तो। जब तुमने भी ऐसा ब्लेम देता है, जिसको मैं देखूंगा उससे एक शादी करा दूंगा लड़की को। तो वो जो चोरी करने के लिए आया था, एक बात वो सुन लिया। सुनने के बाद जो साधु जैसे है, इसमें भी वो भी जंगल में जाकर सबसे पहले धान लगा के बैठ गया। ये जाकर के प्रणाम किया राजा, बोला मैंने संकल्प लिया, जो जिसको मैं सुबह देखेंगे उनसे हमारा लड़की को शादी करा देंगे, तो आप कृपा करके इसको अंगीकार कीजिए। वो जैसे बड़ा मुश्किल से राजी हुआ, ऐसा किया। बाद में सोचने लगा मैं तो साधु बना, साधु बनने का ढोंग किया, धन्यवाद साधु बना। इससे जब आधार अजत्व लड़की मिलता है कि साथ में साधु बने तो बहुत कुछ मिल सकता है, उसने वहाँ से चला गया। बाद में वो बड़ा महात्मा बना, उसका नाम है पोहरी बाबा।
क्या नाम, क्या बाबा?
पोहरी बाबा।
पोहरी बाबा, ये कहाँ के हैं?
ऐसे पुरान
पता नहीं, ठीक है,
ऐसा हो जाता है।
तो इसी को प्रभुपाद जी ने आदर्श लिया था ना?
हाँ,
ठीक।
ऐसे बहुत आता है। जैसे वो जयदेव का
हाँ जी,
एक किया था, उसे साधु बन के आया था।
ठीक है।
बहुत से आदमी बदल गया, और जो उसने साधु का खिलाफ किया उसने धोरित्री में दब दिया। ऐसा होता है, दोनों ही होता है। एक तरफ तो
पॉजिटिव
साधु बन के जब मिलने लगा वो लोग साधु बन गया, और जो डाका उनको हाथ पैर टूटा था, वो झूठ मूठ बोला ये है डाकू, ऐसा बोल के उनका विरुद्ध में बोला। और मैं इसको जानता हूँ, ये भेद निकाल देंगे, इसलिए मुझे रिश्वत का रूप से दिया। उसी वक्त धरित्री दो फाड़ हो गई और वो बीच में दब गया, बंद हो गया। तो उस वक्त जाके राजा को रिपोर्ट दिया। पहले राजा बोला ये रुपया क्यों लौट के लाया? लौट के लाने के लिए दिया था। खूब डांटा, बोले हुजूर क्या करो, ऐसा ऐसा अजीब से तभी दो ही है, एक तरफ तो नाफा भी होता है, और उस वक्त भी जब तुमने उनका ये करोगे तब इसको सजा भी मिलता है। दो ही चीज़, उस्तरा है अच्छा, उसको में जितना तेज होगा वो तुम्हारा ये कम अच्छा होगा, और उसको टेढ़ा हो जाएगा तो क्या करेगा, उतना ही ज़्यादा काटेगा। जो तकलीफ देता था वो जितना काटेगा, इससे वो ज़्यादा काटेगा। इसलिए बोलता है मेरे भक्ति धर्म पूर्वश्व धारा
निशिता दुरत्या दुर्गम पतस्तत् कवयो वदन्ति। किंतु इसमें एक प्रश्न उठता है। अभी हमने पहले सुना कि साधु संग जिस किसी भी प्रकार से क्यों ना हो,
हाँ
डायरेक्टली इनडायरेक्टली,
हाँ
और उसमें मंगल होता ही होता है।
हाँ जरूर होगा।
तो अभी जो आप बोल रहे हैं
ना
कि
ना
उससे कट जाएगा,
ये साधु संग को डायरेक्ट भी नहीं किया, इनडायरेक्ट भी नहीं किया वो।
जैसे नित्यानंद प्रभु ने उनको इनडायरेक्टली संग दिया था।
हाँ, ना दिया था वो तो बहुत इनडायरेक्टली होता है।
ठीक है।
लेकिन ये जो है, ये जो वहाँ गया उस वक्त भी तो संग किया नहीं, वो उसमें जाकर के अपना धंधा करने लगा। अच्छा, दूसरी बात, सिर्फ धंधा नहीं, उनका वो विरुद्ध में ये बोलने लगा, फूल चोर उनका ही चोर बनाने के लिए किया, इसलिए ऐसा हुआ।
तो इससे होता है कि यदि आप साधु के करेंगे,
हाँ
तब आपका मंगल नहीं होना।
ना ना, वो पहले विरुद्ध करे
जी,
तब भी होगा।
ठीक है, किंतु महिमा समझ ले।
हाँ, लेकिन बाद में फिर विरुद्ध करोगे, करते ही रहोगे, ये होगा नहीं।
ठीक है, तो
इसलिए
वो
जैसे गीता में बोला, अभिचेत सुदुराचारो भजते मामनन्नवा साधु रेव समझते, इसका मतलब नहीं ये दुराचार चलाते ही रहेगा
एक्सीडेंटली।
हाँ।
ठीक। From where Maharaj started?
The thief pretend when
Yes. Okay. So, Srila Maharaj started mentioning that not today, but earlier he used to mention that Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, even though he knew the words of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, who has written that there is no need to construct any temples or make ashrams or this and that. Why? Because there will be court cases, there will be fight for the properties, this and that. So there is no need to go for it. Like Maharaj was mentioning on the day of our Gurudev's appearance day also in Damodarji Gaudiya Matha. But that is the negative side of constructing temples and building all these things. But there is one positive side also. So Srila Maharaj was mentioning, Srila Prabhupada took that. What was that? That if by doing all these endeavors, even if only one person will sincerely try to follow the path, then all my labor will be successful, with this intention. But from where Srila Prabhupada got this inspiration, Srila Maharaj always mentions this story in regard to that from, even though Bhaktivinoda Thakur words was there, but still from where Srila Prabhupada got inspiration to go forward on this path to construct temples, install deities and do so many other things. So in this regard, Srila Prabhupada used to mention the story of Pahori Baba. Pahori Baba. There was one devotee whose name was Pahori Baba, and this has been mentioned in the Puranas somewhere. So that Pahori Baba, he was a dacoit earlier, and in his early life he was a dacoit. He was once he was going in the palace and wanted to do stealing, doing different things over there. And what happened that in the dead of night he heard the sound of king speaking with the queen, where queen was complaining to the king that our daughter, she is young enough to get married now, but still you are not paying so much attention on that matter, and it is not proper. So the king mentioned that, now so many people used to say that, and now you are also complaining about the same thing. Do you think that I am not worried for that, or I don't spend my time on that? No, I am also spending my time. I am thinking about it also, but still, because today you have complained about it, what we are going to do, that on tomorrow morning, what we will be doing, that we will be walking on the hilly area where so many sadhus, they are doing different activities, and to whomsoever we will see first tomorrow, we will approach that person that he should get married with our daughter. Doesn't matter how he will be, who he will be, what kind of body he will be having, without any consideration, we will just request that person to get married with our daughter. And queen was agreed, yes, whatever will be the destiny, whatever is written in her like chart, according to that, that thing will happen. So they are speaking this thing, they decided this, and this thief is hearing, dacoit is hearing, and immediately what he did, that he left that place, and because he already knew that from which path they will be going, so he dressed himself as a sadhu, took all kind of like tilak or kamala or other trident or whatsoever sadhus are supposed to, like different sadhus, he just pretended himself as a sadhu and sat on that path from where they were about to walk. Just by seeing him, they paid their obeisances. King requested him, made his proposal, and then this person, again pretending like a sadhu, that how it is possible, why I should get married with your daughter, I have renounced the whole world and I have no desire to get married, that is the path to hell. All these things he started mentioning, that don't speak these kind of words, that I have to enter into the world. But still they were requesting him again and again that please, we have decided that if you will not help us, we don't know what should be done, what will happen. So finally some or other he got ready, and he also came to the palace with them. Now he got very good treatment over there, all kind of facilities are there, and now the time has come when he is about to get married, after some days. And then finally like king was ready to give him half of the kingdom and so many other things. The time when he was going to get married, one thought came in his mind, one thing struck, and what was that? The thing that, oh, just by pretending a sadhu, if I am able to receive so much wealth and so many things, what if I will become real sadhu, what will be my wealth? So as soon as this thought came in his mind, he immediately left that place and started walking to a place where he can really learn how to become a sadhu, real sadhu. So by this, afterward he became a great devotee, and his name was Pahori Baba. So this is what Srila Prabhupada used to say, that if coming into the mutt, associating with the sadhus and performing so many other activities, if somehow or other, if this thought comes in the heart of a person that I want to become a real sadhu, then what will happen? My labor will be I will be successful.
My mission will be successful.
My mission will be successful. So with this thought, he started forward. And then Srila Maharaj was mentioning that there is another story in which we read and hear in the life of Srila Jaydev Goswami. Once Srila Jaydev Goswami, he went to a village to collect some alms for the festival of his deities Radha Madhav. He wanted to arrange a big festival, so he was going from village to village and wanted to collect some alms. And finally the time when he was coming from the forest, he was having different things with him. Some dacoits, they robbed him and cut his hands and feet and threw him into a well.
Blind well.
And they threw him into a blind well and they took everything. Afterward, some minister of the king, they heard the sound of chanting the name of Lord. Jaydev Goswami, even though he was in the blind well, but still he was chanting the names of the Lord. By hearing the sweet melodious sound of the Lord, that minister approached, who is there, who is chanting this, and then he took Jaydev Goswami out and brought him to his king. King gave a good place to this Jaydev Goswami and requested him that please, whatever service you ask me to perform for you, I am ready to do for you. At that time, Jaydev Goswami, he mentioned that no, there is no need at all for me to do anything. But if you are really asking again and again with your sincere heart, then I can just say that what you should do, any sadhu, whoever visits your kingdom, you should give them, you can keep them as long as they want to stay, as well as serve them with your utmost capacity, whatever you can. So king followed this word and started serving whoever is coming in the form of a sadhu.
বাট যারা যেতে পারবে না যতক্ষণ জয়দেব পারমিশন না দিবেন এইটা সত্য।
Acha. And those who are staying, unless and until Kavi Jaydev, he gives them permission to go, they will not go, just keep them. So then what happened, that this news was being spread everywhere, that oh, king has become so liberal to the sadhus. Whoever comes to him, he gives them charity, he keeps them with great luxurious things. All these things this message was being spread everywhere. Then those dacoits who robbed Jaydev Goswami, they also heard about it. So they also dressed themselves as sadhus, and they also came over there and started staying with that king. One day it so happened that they were about to see, they saw Jaydev Goswami and recognized that oh, here is a person
না না
to whom we robbed.
না না ও उसके ওরা যেতে চাইলে উনি নিষেধ করেন, পরে যাবে।
আচ্ছা।
আর পরে যখন বারবার বলছে তখন বললেন যেতে দাও। তো যখন যেতে দিল তখন কি দক্ষিণা দিবে এটা জয়দেব বলে দেবে।
ঠিক আছে।
তখন তাদেরকে অনেক দেওয়ালে, তখন ওই সিপাহীগুলা তাদের ডাউট হলো
কেন এটা দিওয়াছেন
না, একে কেন এটা দেওয়ালে।
ওইটা আপনি বলেছেন, আমি ওইটা বলে দিচ্ছি, আপনি বলেছেন।
হ্যাঁ,
আমি বলে দিচ্ছি।
ওই ডাকাতগুলো বললে কেন দিলে, এটা তখন সে বলল আসল কথা হচ্ছে ডাকাতি করতো।
ওইটা বলছি, আপনি ধরিত্রীর কথা সব বলেছেন, আমি বলছি। So king was having one another thought in his mind. Whoever used to go, like those sadhus, whoever is staying with him, when they used to leave, at that time he used to ask Jaydev Goswami that what should I give them, and Jaydev Goswami used to mention that. And these dacoits, they came in the dress of a sadhu and they were staying there. Whenever they say that oh, we want to go now, Jaydev Goswami requests them, no, stay some more days here. And finally what happened, that they were staying for so many days and asking again and again. Finally when Jaydev Goswami said yes, okay, you can go now, at that time king asked that oh, what I should give them. Then at that time Jaydev Goswami asked the king to give so much charity for other sadhus. He can say, like if he is saying that okay, give them 100 rupees, for them he asked that oh, give them 1,000 rupees, like gave them so much. And then because king, he was intelligent person, he was having this thought in his mind that oh, he gives like there is a limitation to give to others, but to these sadhus he is giving lot, so many, he is mentioning about so much. Then he asked some of his policemen that oh, you can accompany with these sadhus and bring them to their ashram. Unless and until they are there in their ashram, don't leave them. Why? Because somebody may rob them. So it is better you can go with them. So they left. On the way, these policemen, they were inquiring from these dacoits who are dressing as sadhus, that what is the reason that this Jaydev Goswami is giving so much for you people. You know something like that, or what is your speciality? Maybe he knowing, we don't know. Then they mentioned that actually you know that he was a dacoit and he robbed us once, and by the result of that, because he was robbing again and again, that's why we cut his hand and feet so that he should not rob people. So as soon as they were speaking this, like they were lying, immediately what happened, that at that time earth separated and they entered into the earth and left the bodies. Like in that way this story happened, and these police people, they were able to witness it. And again they came with all the wealth to the king. King was saying that oh, I didn't ask you people to bring it back, it was for them, why you brought? Then they mention all the like story, history, whatever happened over there. And then king was surprised, and he came to Jaydev Goswami that, oh, you are the only one who can tell that why this thing had happened with these like sadhus. Then at that time, Jaydev Goswami, he started only mentioning little bit about it, and then what was the result? That immediately all his bodily features, all the limbs of his body again started coming up, and then he was like as he was earlier. So this story also Maharaj mentioned about like how those who are like pretending as a sadhus, maybe a thought may come in their mind that they want to be real sadhus. Why? Because by that they can attain greatest wealth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. On the other hand, there are those people, those who pretend themselves as sadhus, they can meet with this kind of pitfalls also. Why? Because if they are not sincere. Then I ask a question that earlier Maharaj was mentioning that directly or indirectly, if somebody comes in the contact of a sadhu in their company, then what happens? They meet with auspiciousness. But in this pastime, we see that inauspicious thing had happened, not auspicious. They did not change, but they met with pitfall. Why it is like that? Then Srila Maharaj was mentioning that Sadhu Sanga is very, very auspicious. It can give us such a wonderful thing. But at the same time, if one is not careful, then this thing can also happen. Like he was giving the example of blade, razor. If it is very, very sharp, then it is very easy to shave, and shaving is also very smooth. But at the same time, if one is having that blade in his hand and not little bit even careless, what can happen? It can cut also very, very deep. So in the same way, associating with sadhus can bring greatest wealth, but at the same time, if one is not careful, then what happens? This thing can also happen. Then Maharaj was mentioning one verse from Bhagavad Gita, in which it has been mentioned, api chet suduracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak. Suduracharo. Then I said that still Sadhu Sanga, indirectly or directly, it gives auspiciousness. So still we don't see that. Then Maharaj mentioned that associating with sadhus means the one point Maharaj made here is you are writing in Hindi when Maharaj speaks? No. About Apichet Suduracharo, he was mentioning that Srila Vishnu Chakuti Thakur has mentioned.
Maharaj said it's okay to do it once, but if you
No, that's the accident, that's what I am mentioning.
okay.
Apichet Suduracharo verse, over there Sudurachar means that conduct which is very, very heinous. If that happens accidentally, then it is okay, then it is been, then it can be rectified, or sadhus they can give chance. But if it is repeatedly, then it is not acceptable.
No, if you want to get the chance of this slope and continue,
If one wants to take refuge of this verse and wants to take advantage, then what happens? That, oh, this thing applies on me. Even if I do again and again something wrong, but still I am a sadhu. If one wants to take it like that, then it is not justified. So Maharaj was mentioning actually what he is saying, that if like in the case of Jagai and Madhai, even though they had done wrong, but still afterward they caught hold of their ears, and that they said that ar nare bap, we will not do anything like that again, we will not do anything like that again. But if one is doing again and again, then it is not justified, then one will definitely meet with pitfall. But if one has done something before meeting with sadhu and before understanding anything, that is the result, reaction of that is very, very less, very, very little. But if after meeting with a sadhu, understanding all the truths very deeply, but still not careful to follow these teachings, then he can meet with pitfall. I think that's it for today. अच्छा ठीक है, मरीन दीदी you can get ready. हाँ जी बोलिए. ऐसे यही का यही क्वेश्चन हमने महाराज जी से किया था, अपने गुरु जी से, पूनम दीदी के घर पर शालीमार बाग में. किंतु मैं पहले महाराज जी से पूछता हूँ, फिर गुरु जी वाला भी बताऊँगा. तो वो बोल रही हैं कि ऐसे तो अपिचेत सुदुराचारों वाला श्लोक इसमें है भगवद गीता में कि यदि एक्सीडेंटली कुछ होता है तो साधु उसको क्षमा कर देते हैं.
साधु नहीं, साधु हो जाएगा. किस लिए? ये भगवान ने एश्योरेंस दिया.
ठीक है,
साधु
तो
नहीं,
ठीक,
भगवान.
भगवान ने ऐसा कहा. किंतु श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने जो है छोटे हरिदास का संग त्याग किया और उनके लिए अपने द्वार बंद कर दिए. तो ऐसा क्यों?
वो भी क्यों? इसका वो जो एक किया समझा था कोई इसको देखेगा नहीं. अरे ये भगवान तो सतबम तो जामी दिल को जानते हैं, इसीलिए इनका शासन करके दूसरे को शिक्षा दिया. छोटो हृदय को नहीं किया उन्होंने.
ठीक है,
उनका उपलक्ष्य करके शिक्षा दिया. नहीं तो वो बाद में चैतन्य देव का वो एक कैसे सुनाया गीत, बोलता है ये ब्रह्म राक्षस बन के भी, ये तो नहीं बन सकता. हरिनाम किया और वो त्रिवेणी में गया, उसको कैसे ऐसा होगा? ये नहीं बन सकता है. वो कैसे सुना महाप्रभु? इसका मतलब होता है उन्होंने उनका उपलक्ष्य करके दूसरी को ये किया. उस वक्त बोला बैरागी हुआ स्त्री संगी वही से प्रायश्चित.
ठीक,
ऐसा बोला. उसके लिए वो को तक दे दिया, उसको सुযোগ दिया नहीं. ये बात नहीं, ये कौन किया? भगवान जो सब कुछ देखता है, सब कुछ जानता है. तब भी उन्होंने ऐसा क्यों किया ना? उसी लिए दूसरे को शिक्षा देने के लिए.
ठीक,
अपना आदमी को शासन करके दूसरे को शिक्षा दिया.
जी के मेरे बहू के सिखाए.
हाँ,
मैं बताता हूँ. अभी गुरुजी ने भी इसके बारे में जो डिटेल में और बताया ना, आगे इसके साथ में बताता हूँ. आपका एग्जैक्ट क्वेश्चन क्या है, एक बार बताइए फिर से. कह रहे हैं कि कृष्ण ने कहा कि यदि एक्सीडेंटली कुछ ऐसा हो जाता है तो उसको साधु मानो, और महाप्रभु ने जो है एक्सीडेंटली होने पर भी उसको साधु नहीं माना.
कौन बोला एक्सीडेंटली हुए तो साधु नहीं माना? कहाँ पर उल्लेख है
ना? इसमें जो हम लोगों को समझ आता है कि छोटे हरिदास ने एक बार ही तो किया ऐसा.
एक बार ही नहीं, छोटो हरिदास को
ना, वो तो हो गया कि उपलक्ष्य करके उसको वो उसको नहीं समझना चाहते. अभी मान लो छोटा हरिदास नहीं है, मैंने ही अगर एक बार एक्सीडेंटली ऐसा किया तब मेरा क्या होगा?
ना उसको त्याग देंगे नहीं.
त्याग देंगे नहीं. तो छोटे हरिदास के माध्यम से फिर ऐसी वाली शिक्षा क्यों दी?
वो अपना जोन
ना ना ना, एक बार उसके द्वारा या तो 2-3 बार करके दिखा देते.
ना ना, वैसे कुछ आप उनका भगवान आपका अधीन है
ना? अधीन नहीं, किंतु उसको फिर एक्सीडेंटली होने के लिए बोलते हैं जे उन्होंने आचरण करके
नहीं, उनको हुआ ही नहीं, तब भी एक किया.
ठीक,
मन में आया.
ठीक. अभी इतना ज़्यादा बहस महाराज जी से नहीं कर सकते ना, महाराज जी से इतनी ज़्यादा बहस नहीं कर सकते. जो हमारे को महाराज जी बोल रहे हैं, हो सकता है कि अभी हमारे अधिकार के अनुसार हमारे को समझने में असुविधा हो रही है, किंतु जैसे जैसे महाराज जी फिर डिटेल में बताएंगे हमें समझ आ जाएगा, इसलिए उसमें और नहीं जाऊंगा. इनको 1 मिनट इंग्लिश में बता दूं ये वाला जो आपने अभी बताया था. सो रागलेखा दीदी आस्क्ड द क्वेश्चन दैट कृष्णा ही इज सेइंग दिस वर्स अपि चेत सुदुराचारो इन भगवद गीता, एंड the Vishnu Thakur is giving commentary that accidentally if something happens like that, then we should consider that person a sadhu. But whereas in the life of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu we see that Chota Haridas, when he committed some mistake, then by the result what had happened, that Mahaprabhu rejected him. So why it is like that? How to understand both things? So then Srila Maharaj started mentioning the very first thing is that in Chaitanya Charitamrita it has been mentioned very very clearly that Chota Haridas is the eternal associate of the Lord, and considering that he has done something wrong is an offense. He has not done anything like that, but still Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through him he is teaching to the whole world that what kind of conduct of a renounced person should be. So at this point Srila Maharaj mentioned that if he is rejecting him, then how come in Chaitanya Charitamrita it has been mentioned that afterward Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he is hearing his kirtan and he is singing for him in the form of a Gandharva, and others they are saying that Chota Haridas has become ghost, that's why we cannot see him but we can hear him. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and other devotees they mentioned that no, it is not possible that he can become a ghost. Why? Because he had chanted Harinam and he left his body in Prayag. So how it is possible that anything can happen like that with him? So that proves that he is the eternal associate of the Lord, and still Lord is accepting his services. But on the other side he is teaching through him to all the community, Vaishnava devotees, that what is the conduct of a renounced person. So what is that? Because when he heard that Chota Haridas has left his body in Triveni, he mentioned that Vairagi hoya
पर प्रकृति
ना ये वाला नहीं
वैराग्य हुआ प्रकृति सम्मसने उनके प्रायश्चित
ऐसे प्राश्चित है. So Mahaprabhu mentioned that if a person in the renounced form of life he has done something like that, that is the atonement for him. That is what he is supposed to do. So he said it is correct, and in this way Maharaj mentioned that like in Bengali there is one proverb what says that jhi ke mere bahu ke sikhaye, means can say like if in one house one newly married daughter-in-law has come, and then mother-in-law what she does that she saw that this daughter-in-law she is wearing very very transparent dress. She wants to say directly that oh it is not proper, but if she knows that if I will tell something then she will think that because I have come from another family she is chastising me this and that. So what she does that she chastises her own daughter. How? She says her daughter go to the market, bring that kind of dress, wear in front of us, then what we will do, we will chastise you in front of everybody. Then by this what they do that directly even though they are chastising, mother-in-law chastising her daughter, but indirectly she is giving lesson to her daughter-in-law. So in the same way Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu what he is doing, he is teaching to all the renounced devotees through the example of Chota Haridas, who is his eternal associate. He has not made any mistake. So Maharaj is saying that it's time now. We will complete it here today, and tomorrow with the same topic we will continue.